this. Not wonderful, but about as good as I'm going to get, I suppose. Oh, can I? No. It won't stay there is the problem. How about there? That's as good as I'm going to get. All right. I'm being a little bit careful with this because I am recording this part separately to post on YouTube tomorrow. Okay, and since this is going on YouTube, this is not just for you, this is for those who are going to watch it on YouTube later, so forgive me if I treat you for a moment as if you who've been watching the stream don't exist. Hello there, White Lightning Productions fans. Chris here. Welcome to the first of our sales and review bits, because, as you know, nobody's doing conventions much right now, what with a certain problem that YouTube doesn't want us to talk about going around the country. So, since I can't go to you to set up my booth, I'm set up my booth in my house, as you've seen in previous videos, and I'm here right now with some specials that are going to be on for the coming week. First off, I'm going to point out the various My Little Pony merchandise things I've got here, including, for example, Seasons 1 through 6 on DVD. I've got all 3 of the Daring Do official Young Readers books. Got the Art of Equestria art book. I've got volumes 1 through 5 of the IDW comic omnibuses. Each of these holds 12 issues of the comic. And also volumes 1 through 3 of the Friends Forever series. And incidentally, let me get a close look up here. In the 1980s, there was no way on God's green earth that Hasbro would ever have allowed a My Little Pony Rocky Horror Picture Show comic cover. Would never have happened. I even have Volume 1 of the My Little Pony manga. Volume 2 came out in April. I will be restocking that sometime soon, and it will be available for order if you request it. Volume 3, I think, comes out in September. And all of those things, if you request it, will be on sale for 20% off the original cover price between now and a week from tomorrow, from Tuesday, August the 11th, 2020. If you want to request it, put in a comment in this YouTube video, or talk about it on the stream chat. Plus, there will be a couple of things, like, for example, the Elements of Harmony Volumes 1 and 2, the guidebook for Seasons 1 through 6 of the show. Those are going to be on for 40% off, because it's time to clear out of them. So, once more time, oh yes, the My Little Pony baking book. That's one of my favorite things here, because it shows what you can do if you have way too much food coloring in your house. My Little Pony baking book, 50 fairly simple recipes, including instructions, 7 safety rules for your kids, and also another list of rules for, where is it? That's measuring 101. No. Let me read off. Where is it? Ah, yes. Pointers for parents. Number 1. Take your child shopping with you. Buying the ingredients together can be a fun way to learn and let your child develop and decide on flavors and colors. If allergies are a concern, older children can help read ingredients and call out anything that's not safe for them to eat. 2. Bake with your child when you have plenty of time to do so. You don't want to feel rushed. Also, read through each recipe before you decide to try it, as some require chilling the dough and will take longer to finish. That's kind of important. I cook a little bit for myself, and you need to know what you're getting into before you commit to a recipe. Number 3, let your child help as much as they can with the baking. Preschoolers can mix, pour in pre-measured ingredients, spread frosting, and help decorate. For young children, you might want to break measurements down into smaller increments. For example, 3 1/3 cups of flour instead of 1 cup of flour, etc. Number 4, go over kitchen safety with your child, including reading the safety tips on page 10. Yeah, you want to be safe with your kids in the kitchen. Number 5, and this is my favorite, except that your kitchen is about to get messy, especially if your child is younger. Just make sure they help you clean up afterwards. And number 6, remember that no matter what your final results look like, remember they probably taste good. Anyway, there are 50 different recipes in various difficulty levels, several of which just basically amount to putting candy in dough, but there are more involved ones. Let's see here. And yes, they have the chimichurri. I'm tempted to try that one out myself. Anyway, I have that. The original retail price is $15.99, and like I said, it's going to all the pony stuff I've got is going to be at least 20% off from now until the end of August 11th. But most of this stuff is not on the web store yet. I need you to request these items so that I know what to list and get it ready for you so you can order. Comment in the video or comment on the Facebook or wherever you saw this link. Or if you're in Twitch right now, you can say hi now. In addition to that, for those of you who are not My Little Pony fans, most of what we carry at the booth, besides our shirts, is anime and manga. As you've seen in our videos, we usually display boxes on shelves so that it's real quick for us to set up and take down. And today we're going to go through the first box. Let me get this up here for the camera. There we go. What's in this box? Well, the very first thing here is technically does not belong, but it's going to be listed anyway. It's a one-shot manga, a Yuri romance novel manga, but no explicit content, whatever, no nudity. It's pure romance. It's called I Married My Best Friend to Shut My Parents Up. It's one-shot, one-volume manga, very sweet, very innocent. If you're a fan of romance, you're going to love this. Moving on to adventure, I've got Ajin, Demi-Human, parts 1 and 2 on Blu-ray and DVD. And since we're doing a sale on this, all of the books in this box are also going to be 20% off, and all the videos are going to be the lower marked price, or if there's only one price in the sticker, I'll knock 10% off. So the Blu-rays for each half of Ajin are going to be $35 each, and the DVDs are $30 each. I also have that great classic here, Akira, Blu-ray and DVD. DVD on sale is going to be $21, Blu-ray is going to be $30. I've got another title here, which I'm going to get a slightly more detailed review in a moment. We'll come back to that. I've got volumes 1 through 11 of The Ancient Mage's Bride, very popular series, plus the Merkmo guidebook. There we go. The manga supplement, various manga short stories, and the two text story collections, the gold yarn and the silver yarn. Again, all of those are 20% off. I also have parts 1 and 2, the Blu-ray DVD combo pack from Funimation. But it's been a while since I had them. They're still priced here at the original price, $65. I'm going to knock that down to $55. And yes, Amazon might have that cheaper, but bear in mind, I am not Jeff Bezos. Does this look like Jeff Bezos's living room or dining room to you? No. I'm doing this out of my house, and I don't have parents who can chip in $250,000 to bail me out when things start going wrong. So when you buy from me, not only are you getting a okay deal, but you're also helping a small business person stay afloat during this trying time. Okay, we've got a couple of other things here. The collection of Angel Links, Angel Links, of course, is an anime set in the same world as Outlaw Star, and Outlaw Star was a drug trip, if you remember back to the 90s. And one of my favorite sweet girls anime, Angelic Layer. Yes, it's kung fu fighting tournament stuff, but it's also a very touching story about a young woman learning to deal without her mother and finding a way to finding her passion, shall we say. And if it turns out to have dolls fighting each other in a combat ring, so it's a passion. And finally, in this box, we have Volume 1 of the manga of Arifureta, From Commonplace to World's Strongest. If somebody requests Volume 1, that will be 20% off. The rest of the series is in Volume 2, Box 2, I mean. Those aren't on sale yet, but when we get to that, this will still be on sale, so that I don't break up the set completely. And now, finally, for what I want to review here. It's not quite an isekai, because it's not about somebody being transported to another universe or reincarnated, but it shares some of the tropes. It's called The Alchemist Who Survived Now Dreams of a Quiet Life. And what happens is a young alchemist apprentice, journeyman basically, because her master abandoned her when she turned about 15 or so, barely getting by in a place right next to a forest full of monsters, when one day the monsters in the forest attack in a stampede, attack the city. She uses her alchemy to cast a spell over herself to put her into hibernation, stasis basically, until the danger is over. Unfortunately, she seals herself in for 200 years. She basically is jumped 200 years in the future. The city and practically everything she knew has been destroyed. The kingdom she lived in has fallen, and what was the capital of the old kingdom is now the farthest outpost of the kingdom next over. And even that has a dungeon in the middle of it that threatens to destroy it if it's not conquered. So, with everything she knows gone, she's forced to take up her career and try to find a new life in the city. But there's one little snag. When the monsters stampeded, all of the alchemists in that little kingdom were killed except for her. So now, at first she doesn't realize it, and then even after she figures it out, she doesn't realize how important it is. She is the only alchemist in the kingdom, and she's keeping that secret. And so this innocent young girl, who survived 200 years and knows a whole bunch of tricks that nobody knows anymore, is gradually making people's lives better as she pursues her goal of a quiet, peaceful, simple life in the city. I've read novels 1 and 2, and it's very sweet work, very deep character building, and it's really a heartwarming read. There is a little bit of adventure in it, but mostly it's about characters interacting with each other. It's mostly about characters interacting with each other and building friendships. It's the kind of heartwarming and, dare I say, life-affirming story that we could use more of these days. I believe Volume 3 of the novels either came out this past month or is about to come out. I only know of one volume of the manga, but I do have that volume and Volumes 1 and 2 of the novels in stock. And those also, the novels and the manga, will be on sale for 20% off for those who request it. And even if people don't request it, I will be making a point tomorrow of putting The Alchemist Who Survived on the web store so that anybody who comes across this later can find it and order it. And that's going to about do it for the plug. Thanks very much for your patience, everybody, and your continued support. Be sure to tune back to this channel next week when I'm going to have another review and more stuff on sale, at least for a week. And as always, continue supporting White Lightning Productions. Okay. And that was pretty lousy. I really ought to write these things in advance, but I don't have a place to put a script at the moment. Anyway, here we're going to line up we're going to line up in one more track of music real quick. Here's a thing by Joe J. Thomas from thefump.com.